The lights hit different when millions are watching. Airrack orchestrates massive challenges that stop scrolls and spark conversations across the country. He's the guy who turns wild ideas into events, pushing limits in ways that feel both crazy and calculated. But not long ago, that same creator sat in front of a camera with no audience, no validation, and no guarantee that any of it would matter. Everyone sees the highlight reel today. What they rarely see is the invisible beginning. The version of Airrack where the subscriber count read 0 and stayed there far longer than most people realize. How long did it actually take him to earn the first 1,000 people who believed? Those weren't casual clicks. They were the first to say his voice deserved attention when the internet offered total silence. This is the story of that quiet, stubborn climb, and why it still defines everything that came after. Eric Decker didn't arrive on YouTube as an overnight sensation. Before the pranks and large-scale stunts, he was a guy navigating life after college. He dropped out and built experience shooting weddings, learning how to capture real moments under pressure, how to edit with purpose, and how to tell stories that connected with people. That technical foundation would serve him later, but first came the decision to bet on himself in a different arena. He had created the Airrack channel years earlier, but the real commitment kicked in around 2019. Eric started uploading vlogs, experiments, and early challenge videos that carried his energetic, slightly fearless personality. He wasn't afraid to look ridiculous or step into uncomfortable situations. Yet the platform didn't care. The first videos went live and met almost nothing. A night lapse here, a casual vlog there. Views trickled in as single digits on good days. Comments were ghosts. The analytics page stared back empty and unforgiving. Uploading in those early weeks felt like an act of faith. Eric would finish a video, hit publish, and then wait in the kind of silence that makes most creators question everything. No shares.
No momentum.
Just the quiet fear that maybe this path wasn't meant for him. At this point, most people walk away. The doubt doesn't whisper, it shouts. Why keep going when no one's watching? But Eric kept showing up. He kept experimenting. He kept refining his style, even when it seemed pointless. The growth arrived in slow, almost imperceptible waves. 10 subscribers became 50. 50 became 100. Each new name on the list represented a stranger who had found something worth following. These weren't massive leaps. They were tiny proofs that his personality was starting to cut through. Eric's willingness to take unusual risks began shining through in his content. The way he approached ideas with genuine curiosity and a why-not attitude that felt different from polished creators. He wasn't just filming. He was testing boundaries in small but meaningful ways. Still, progress demanded patience. Most people never develop. From the early uploads, it's clear the road to real traction stretched across months of consistent effort. There were no shortcuts, no viral miracles in the beginning. Just Eric, editing late into the night, analyzing what little data he had, and pushing forward with the same determination that once helped him capture perfect wedding moments. The channel remained small, but something was quietly building. A foundation rooted in authenticity rather than trends.
Then the shift started to happen.
Airrack's content evolved as his bold creative instincts took center stage. He leaned harder into concepts that matched his fearless energy. Gate-crashing events, creative pranks, and situations that required him to put himself fully on the line. It wasn't manufactured drama. It was Eric being Eric. Energetic, resourceful, and unafraid to fail publicly. His personality became the hook. Viewers who stumbled onto his videos stayed because they sensed a creator who genuinely enjoyed the process and invited them along for the ride. This was the turning point. Not a single lucky break, but the moment his unique approach started separating him from everyone else uploading into the void. The small audience that had gathered began sharing. Comments grew more engaged. The algorithm, slowly but surely, took notice. What separated Airrack wasn't just better thumbnails or titles. It was the unmistakable feeling that here was someone taking real swings, learning in public, and refusing to play it safe. That authenticity resonated. As the channel gained rhythm, the final stretch toward 1,000 subscribers carried a different kind of weight. The counter moved through the high hundreds with new energy. 800 felt like validation after months of near silence. 900 brought visible excitement. Real people showing up in the comments, relating to the hustle they saw on screen. 950. The sense of momentum became undeniable, like the channel had finally found its voice and its people. 980. Notifications started coming more frequently. Each one served as a small reminder that the work was connecting. 999. The counter sat there on the edge, one subscriber away from a milestone that had once seemed impossibly far. In that moment, the wait carried years of quiet persistence. One more person deciding this channel was worth their time. One more believer joining the small but growing community. And then it crossed 1,000 subscribers. The exact day is difficult to verify from public records, but the journey clearly demanded months of dedicated effort before the larger breakout videos propelled everything forward. Reaching that number wasn't loud or flashy. It was deeply personal. Those first 1,000 weren't just statistics. They were the ones who saw potential when the rest of the internet scrolled past. They proved the idea could work. They turned a solo creator into the beginning of something real. Looking back, Airrack's path to 1,000 reveals something powerful about building anything meaningful. The early days test everything: your belief, your creativity, your willingness to keep creating when recognition feels distant. Eric Decker brought the same resourcefulness from his wedding video days into YouTube. The ability to capture moments, edit with intention, and connect with people through genuine storytelling. His bold risks and energetic personality weren't accidents. They were the elements that eventually made the channel impossible to ignore. That first 1,000 subscribers became the foundation for everything that followed. Those early fans validated the vision. They provided the momentum that carried Airrack through bigger challenges, major collaborations, and the explosive growth that turned him into a household name in creator culture. They showed that success on this platform doesn't start with millions. It starts with a handful of people who choose to believe before the world does. For anyone watching right now, staring at their own small numbers or wondering if their ideas will ever land, Airrack's story offers a quiet truth. The first 1,000 matter because they mark the moment you stop being invisible. They represent the bridge between dreaming and building. Eric didn't wait for perfect conditions. He created through the doubt, refined through the silence, and stayed true to the creative instincts that made his content distinctly his. Those early lessons shaped the creator millions admire today. The screen that once showed zero now carries the weight of a thriving community. And it all started with the courage to keep uploading when no one was watching. That's the part of the story worth remembering. Not just the big numbers, but the quiet determination that got him there. One subscriber, one video, one risk at a time.